Hey everyone, last night we got some really cool news for JP. We are getting a 4-star ticket that can be used on any 4-star servant before 2023, and that includes limited servants. So I'm going to take you through that. I'm going to give you some recommendations, maybe, and just talk about that for a little bit, but also just talk about some of the other stuff in this campaign. This is a 3,000 day anniversary campaign. Really cool. This game's been vibing for 3,000 days. That's pretty cool. Not a lot of games get to 3,000 days, so that's really cool. Was this supposed to be a download campaign? I don't know. It does kind of feel like a download campaign. But yeah, we'll talk about it. So on top of the 4-star ticket, which we'll talk about in a second, we get some quartz, of course. We get all the fixins, as Jeff Probst would say. And then also we're getting a banner, and it's Morgan and Castoria. So if you don't have Castoria, you should probably get her. You can check out my video on if you should summon for her. It's literally 2 seconds. It's yes, you should summon for her. Morgan, I think, is a little more in 2023. I don't know. I think there's a lot more Buster AoE, so she's still one of the best characters in the entire game. But yeah, it depends on your account and if you want her and stuff, but Castoria definitely you should get if you don't have her. Great time. Also just great time to start the game in JP if you are an NA player or been looking to start the game and want to start on JP. Getting a Castoria and Morgan banner plus a free 4-star ticket that can synergize with whoever you get here is really nice. And yeah, so now let's talk about the 4-star ticket. So this is the pool of characters you can choose from. I will say, just as a warning, the character you get from this, you have to get them to the first ascension and bond level 3 them before they become permanent on your account. I believe you get some time to do that, so you don't have to do it immediately. But personally, I would do it immediately just so, because my brain, I'm a little forgetful sometimes. I don't want to forget anything. I would just do it immediately. Get Ascension level 1, I believe it's 1, and Bond level 3. And yeah, so this is the selection. Lots of characters, lots of really nice characters. And of course, if you're starting or just in general, if you just want to pick your favorite, definitely go ahead and do that. There's a lot of the limited 4-stars are really rare, especially if they're not summer units. Your Asagamis and your Calamity Janes are pretty rare, because they're limited 4-stars that don't coincide or coexist with a summer banner or summer event that will has a guarantee to be rerun. I'm probably gonna get Summer Raiko just because I don't have her and she's one of the only ones that I don't have that I probably want on here. But yeah, it's a pretty cool thing for them to do. So now I'm gonna give you five recommendations on who to pick. There's obviously 20 billion more. Most of these characters are worth mentioning or talking about. But I'll just give you the 5 standout servants here. And yeah, so let's get right into it. So first, this is not ordered, by the way. This is not a top 5 baby. This is just a 5. So first, Balban Sith. My NA people probably know her now since she just came out. JP, we've had her for 3 years now. Balban Sith is really awesome. 2 years, right? Anyway, that doesn't matter. On JP, I never really used her, but on NA, she has been very clutch for me on my new NA account I made this year. She is a really nice boss killer. Not even just boss killer, but just non-farming content unit. She's a single target, quick archer. I will say basically her only downside is that she is a quick servant. But yeah, really cool. She has a lot of utility. She has a team-wide evasion. She also gives herself invincibility. She has drain. She has skill and NP seal. And both of those skills give NP to her. So she has a lot of charge. And her NP is really cool because it's a single target that gives curse. And then the overcharge inflicts or increases the curse damage on them. So if you get 2 or 3 of these off, in between, in the middle. Why can't I for 5 turns? You know, if you get 2 or 3 off in the length of 5 turns, I cannot say what I'm trying to say, but you guys know what I mean. You'll be kind of racking up some curse damage, which is really cool. Also, it just does a lot of damage anyway, and it ignores evasion. Very cool, very good consideration if you're looking for an archer. Also, if you're looking for like a quick unit, you know, pretty cool. She's popular as well. I mean, you know, really good servant, really good servant. Next, the new kid on the block, Artoria Alter, got buffed recently. If you don't know, if you're you know, Plan A, or you don't know, she got buffed recently, and she is like one of the best buster loopers in the game now. If you are starting out and you're like, oh, I need a buster looper or whatever, or somehow you already have Koinskaya or whatever, this is probably the pick. She is just so silly now. She is just a silly servant now. She can loop really crazy. Like, it's pretty crazy. She does a lot of damage. And yeah, so I think definitely she is one of the better buster servants to get if you don't have a buster looper. She's really good consideration. The skill they buffed was her first skill, and it basically, whenever she hits something for 3 times 3 turns, she gets 10% NP, and that counts on like the AoE. I actually haven't used her myself, to be honest, because I have a lot of buffs for you, but it lets her loop a lot. So really good consideration. Obviously, she's you know, Saber Alter, so probably something there as well, or, you know, just one of your favorite characters, you know. All right, last 3 are all last 3. Whoa, surprise! Are all arts servants, because arts is pretty good. First, we'll talk about Kriemhild. I'm gonna preface this with Kriemhild. I have not used much, to be honest. She's not my I don't even think I have her on JP, but she is a Berserker Arts single target, and she does dummy damage, and she loops because she's Arts, and she removes enemies' defensive buffs, which is really nice. And if you want to hit dragons, she, you know, can hit dragons. Her overcharge reduces their arts resistance, so if you can loop it on a boss, she's going to be doing even more damage. Her skills are pretty nice. They're pretty okay. And yeah, I mean, just arts Berserker, go ahead and go off. You know, really crazy character. I like her design a lot, you know. I think I never really used her or got her just because I have a lot of other single target arts units that I like to use. But yeah, pretty cool. Last 2 are also single target arts. But these 2 I've used a lot, so I have, you know, I can say a little more than what I did about Kriemhild. So Estrella is a ruler arts single target ruler. I think she might be my #1 recommendation, and I think she only beats out my next pick because of her class. I think ruler is a really rare class, especially for new players, and it's really nice to have a ruler. Estrella is bonkers. She is a really good unit. So she's arts single target, of course. She gets a lot of buffs, and she gets an NP gen skill, which is really nice. Her second skill is Arts Up, which is, of course, really nice. And she gains 30 stars. Give me... What was my last video? Can I have a large stars? Large helping of stars. And then her third skill, she eats 5 stars. And then she increases her own crit star absorption rate for 1 turn, increases her own crit damage for 1 turn, and charges her own NP by 20%. So her skills are, like, pretty okay, right? You know, like, they're good. They're really good, honestly, you know, but they're not like something crazy, right? Her craziness comes in her buffed NP. So the fact that she has a buffed NP means she's doing more damage than usual on the NP. Her NP ignores invincibility, deals the increased damage, single target. It's a single target. So and then it's also a star bomb NP, so she gets 20 stars. And if anyone is evil people, get out. She says, evil people, get out. She's going to be doing a lot of extra damage to evil alignment units. So yeah, she is really nice. On top of just being a ruler, I think if she was any other class, she'd still be really good. I just think being a ruler for as like a 4-star is a really really nice um thing. I do want to check. I believe she is not limited though. Let me double check. I thought she wasn't limited. I don't think she's limited. I'm gonna write in the comments if she is or isn't. But that's something to take into account. The only reason I don't think she's limited is because I've gotten her like 50,000 times on JP. I had her MP5 before I even leveled her up. Like it was kind of crazy. I guess she was on the rain as well. But anyway, so that's something to consider. Next one, last one, Eris. I didn't think this was a hot take when I said, because I said one time I think, and I still believe it, or to an extent, that Eris is the best 4-star in the game. I think she's definitely top 3, top 5 baby. But yeah, Eris is Summer Eris came out year and a half ago now. Yeah, year and a half ago now. She's on the Ibuki banner. So her plus Ibuki, that might be one of the best banners of all time. like it's so crazy. This character is so insane. She's an Avenger. So obviously kind of, there's a lot of Avengers in the game, I think. There's a lot of popular Avengers. There's a lot of just, there's kind of Avenger fatigue, I feel like, in my opinion. But, so that might be something to take into account if you already have a really good Avenger, or you're just like, I don't want to see any more Avengers, First skill, arts increase for 3 turns, obviously, and grants to attack 3-turn evasion. Pretty nice. Second skill is where things start to be pretty cool. She inflicts curse, 1,000 damage for 3 turns to all enemies. She gets a taunt, and then she gets a grants self-on defense activate buff, so whenever someone hits her, reduces the enemy's defense by 10% for 3 turns when they hit her. So that's pretty cool. And it has a 30% battery, slapped onto this skill. So pretty good skill. Then the last skill is where I think things start to be really good for her. Increased zone instant kill success. Don't care about that. I mean, it's nice, but increased zone critical damage for 3 turns. Cool. And it increases own damage against servant enemies for 3 turns. 35%. That's a really cool ability and kind of makes her a servant killer, and there's a lot of bosses that are servants, right? Her NP is where things start to, I said that 5 fucking times on this thing, it's where things start to get really cool. Arts, single target, deals extra damage to enemies with curse that you use the second skill on, and then 80% instant kill, don't care. But then her overcharge is increase arts performance by 1 turn, activates first. So overall, really good package for a 4-star, I think she is one of those characters where, I mean, I guess if you use any character, they're going to be good, because, like, this game right now, like, you can make anyone super cracked, But, it's definitely a character that probably plays up, to the, like, what the skill set and everything looks like. Like, reading it, it's like, yeah, if I heard this, it wouldn't be, like, too impressive. But if you run her out there against a servant boss, she's going to be doing a lot of damage. She also is going to loot pretty well. And yeah, I like Eris. I think she's pretty good. And she is also on literally probably the best banner of all time with Ibuki and her. So there might be consideration if you already have her. If you summon for Ibuki, you might want to try to get someone else. But yeah, that was, whoa, I mean, highlight all that. That was my 5 servants. I would say my number 1 choice would probably be Estrella. I think there's some other choices like Asagami. Asagami is a really rare servant, and she's pretty good. She's a buster archer. But yeah, overall, I would say, yeah, this is a really cool addition to the game. I think it'll really help like players like me who have been playing for a really long time and are missing a couple servants, or new players who want a really nice head start on their account, or if you're an NA player and you want to boot up a JP account because you want to be ahead of the game, ahead of the curve. Is it ahead of the curve or ahead of the curb? we're 15 minutes in. We're asking the really hard questions. But yeah, also Barcast, of course. Barcast is a pretty good one. But yeah, I think overall, really cool edition. Waiting for a new event, I will say. I'm waiting for some new actual content to do in JP. But we're looking good. I think definitely this gives me hopes for the 30 million campaign that they've been kind of teasing around the anniversary. They were saying, oh, the 30 million campaign is going to be big. So free 5-star limited, question mark, similar to this ticket. But we'll have to see. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. Keep it locked here for some more content like this. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.